What's good, YouTube family? It's your boy 8 Picks, checking back in with another YouTube video. And in today's video, we have to talk about none other than the New York Knicks, who have on one of the most historic playoff runs we've seen in a long time. And it's not only historic, but it's been, or the reason that it is historic is because of the dominance. It's a historically dominant postseason run from this New York Knicks team, and they are playing very amazing basketball at the moment. It's been super fun to watch. And as a fan of the game, how could you not appreciate the fact that the Knicks are in the finals? I mean, it's straight away we get to think all the celebrities that'll be courtside during these games, more so than every other finals, right? The Knicks have their celeb row. That'll be fun. Their fans are absolutely crazy. Madison Square Garden, insane. Like it's going to be the history and the values that them being in the finals is going to bring to the basketball is just super fun and going to be amazing to watch. So I'm hyped that the Knicks got it done. But not only did they get it done, I want to talk about the way they got it done, how they got to this point, and also in the video I wanted to talk about, are they ready for the finals? Because a lot of people are writing off whoever made it from the East, but I think the Knicks making it and being this hot changes things up. So I also wanted to talk a little bit about if they are ready for either the Spurs or the Thunder, and can they put up a fight versus either one? That's exactly what we're going to dive into today, and just take a look at. So as the video progresses, man, stay tapped in with me. If you like what you see on the channel or want more breakdowns like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think about the Knicks down below. Are they ready? Before I give my insights, are they ready for the Thunder or the Spurs in the finals? Let me know what you think down below. Without further ado, we'll hop right into it. So the dominance that I wanted to talk about from this Knicks team, they have won 11 games in a row. 11 games in a row is absolutely nuts coming into the finals. And they're doing not only 11 games in a row, though, where some of these games are tight. They're absolutely smoking these teams. Like, they obviously swept Philly, which they beat them by like 40 in game one. Close game in two, won by 14 in three, and then won by 30 in game four. Just dominance all the way around. An average margin of like 22 points plus that series. And then they kind of felt expected with the Joel Embiid kind of being injured, kind of not here, kind of not, it was just that Philly team gave everything they had to beat the Celtics. When it got time to play the Knicks in round two, they just weren't ready. They were banged up, and you could tell that the Knicks were going to get them out of there pretty quickly. I mean, after game one, it felt like that may end up being what happens. And the Knicks took care of business and showed no mercy, just spanked them every time they played. It never felt like the Sixers were going to win a single game there. I guess they had game two in the bag for a little bit, but even watching game two, I was telling all my homies I was with, I was like, bro, the Knicks win this easy. Like, they're going to win this game. I don't have any fear that the Sixers take this, especially in MSG. So absolute dominance there in round two. And I guess we can talk about round one a little bit too. I don't want to write that series off because that is the only series that the Knicks lost a game in. I mean, they lost two straight and then ended up winning three in a row, and then the two sweeps. That puts them at 11 straight. But one thing that I think is interesting about that is they face some adversity, right? This isn't just completely dominant like series. Like that Hawks series was not, I mean, they lost two games, two thrillers. The wins that they had were amazing, and I think what they did in that series very well is show their depth and their defense. But I mean, to be down 2-1, it's not like some major drastic comeback that they pulled off, but it shows them a little bit of adversity. They've been in a spot where they've been down in a series before. I think going into a finals versus either the Thunder or the Spurs really helps them out there as well because they faced that adversity. They're scoring a lot of points too. 140. I mean, some of the numbers I wrote down are 140, 126, 137, 144, and 130. Those are the numbers I got here in front of me that say, like, this Knicks team is scoring a lot of points and then playing hounding defense. Since February, they have a better offensive rating than the Thunder and a better defensive rating than the Spurs. And that's pretty important going into the finals too, because they're going to match up with one of those teams. So this Knicks team, I mean, with their first finals appearance since 1999, to me, poses to be a threat to whatever team they play. Now, do I think the Knicks can win the finals versus either one of these teams? Honestly, no. I don't think that they can. Because, I mean, but I don't want to write them off. I don't want to write them off. They've been one of the most slept on teams coming into the playoffs, right? No one really expected them to get here, especially because a lot of people had them lined up against Boston in round 2. So yeah, the Hawks were really hot coming into the playoffs. The Hawks were a good team that people were buying into. So I mean, and we know what the Knicks do, man. They get to these points and they just sell out. Like they've done it forever. This is why it's their first finals appearance outside of LeBron James in the Eastern Conference Finals for, what was it, 10, 11 years straight? The first finals appearance since 99, because the Knicks just have not been able to get back to this point. So people wrote them off this year, it felt like. I didn't hear a lot of noise about the Knicks coming into the playoffs. And I kind of did that myself. I wasn't too worried about the Knicks. I didn't have them beating Boston, but they didn't have to play Boston. And that's another thing that is not a fair argument for the Knicks, right? I hate the fact that that people try to take away from a team that is on fire and playing as well as the Knicks are because of the opponents that they played. The East is weak, right? Everyone knows that the Eastern Conference is not on par with the West, and it's been like that since before I was born. Like 30 plus years, 3+ decades of the Western Conference being way better. But we say that, and then out of the last 20 years, 8 have come from the East. Major part, I guess, to maybe LeBron James. Well, no, LeBron. Yeah, LeBron James. Major part of that to LeBron James. I just had to count in my head, but yeah, a good amount of those came from LeBron James. So either way, though, the Eastern Conference Finals have had 8 winners over the last 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. So we have to acknowledge the truth that the fact that the Eastern Conference is weak, and the Knicks have played 3 playoff rounds now without seeing a defense ranked higher than number 10 in the regular season, and then they haven't faced the top 5 offense either. Cleveland was ranked 6, but we saw them stall out. They played terrible. They shot the ball terrible. It was like almost 30% or less in that series. So it's tough. It's tough to say. But I do think that you can acknowledge the fact that the opponents have been weak, but you cannot take away from the Knicks because of who they've lined up and played against. It's just not a fair argument to do to the Knicks. They went out there and they smoked these teams, whether they were good enough or not, whether they were weaker than some of the other teams that the Spurs and the Thunder had to face. And maybe this entire path looks different if some things change. Maybe Cleveland wins game 1 and the Knicks end up losing this series. But I think the big part of why they were able to close this one out so quickly is because that they came back and won that game 1. So there's a lot that goes into it. But trying to dismiss what the Knicks are doing just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me personally, because it's so dominant. It's like something we've never seen before, right? So we have game 5 of the Western Conference Finals tonight to kind of give us more insight and see who the Knicks might play in the finals, right? Game 5 is huge. It's in Oklahoma City, and I really think the winner of tonight's game advances. Well, obviously, game 5 doesn't win the series, but historically, game 5 is so utterly important, and we get to see that tonight in Oklahoma City versus 2 dominant teams. They've been dominant all season, but I do think OKC ultimately takes this one, and they might even win the next one in San Antonio to advance and see the Knicks. But the longer this series goes on, if it pushes to 6, 7 games, well, it's got to go 6, right? But if it pushes to 7 games, and the more games they play, the longer the Knicks have to wait now that they have swept, which is a huge advantage for the Knicks because these teams are beating each other the hell up right now in this Western Conference Finals. I mean, it's one of the most physical series we've seen in a super, super long time. And I don't know who's going to survive it. Like, only the strong are going to survive that series. AJ Mitchell out probably the rest of the series. I don't even know if we get him back for the finals if the time comes. So, J-Dub, still a huge question mark. Is he going to play? Please, J-Dub, we need you. As an OKC fan, we need you. But, I mean, ultimately, and Harper and Fox, they're limping. Like, this is the Spurs' first playoff run as well. Like, these guys haven't played upwards to 100 games in a season. Wemby playing a lot of minutes, a lot of key minutes. As soon as they take him off the floor in that Western Conference Finals series, it gets quick. The Thunder are right there. Wemby's off the floor. Okay, here come the Thunder. That's what it's felt like every single game. So Wemby's needed on the floor a lot more than he's been needed all season long. Head to head, this series or this year, the Thunder got the Knicks twice, and then I think they went 2-1 versus the Spurs. The Spurs lost the NBA Cup final to the Knicks, and something that I remember from that one, OG Anunoby was killer. Like, that was one of those ones where OG and Brunson kind of got off, and if I remember watching that game correctly, I was like, wow, this Knicks team matches up really, really nicely versus this Spurs team. So I think if the Knicks had a chance to win the finals against either one of these teams, and they do, they have a chance against both teams, but the better chance to me comes against the New York Knicks just because of the way they match up. I think Brunson poses pretty tough matchup to him. Obviously, they have elite defenders who's giving Shea a tough time, but it's tough. It's tough. I mean, the more I think about it, the less I like the Knicks in either one of these series. I don't think they match up versus OKC very well at all. The isolation scoring of SGA is just super, super hard to contain. We've seen teams do it a great job this playoff run. I mean, the Lakers did solid. The Spurs are doing great. I mean, SGA has a game with like 24-19 against the Spurs. And the depth, the comparable thing that I think the Thunder have to the Knicks is their depth, right? Both have elite benches, and we've seen that all playoffs. We're seeing it now in the Western Conference Finals, and the Knicks have had a great bench support throughout the whole playoffs. One thing that I think poses a tough matchup for OKC is the physicality of the Knicks. Robinson and Cat inside can cause a little bit of problems for OKC. And then the drop coverage against Brunson. We typically do very, very well against guards, but not a lot of guards have an elite mid-range game like Brunson. So our drop coverage could pose some threats if they get our bigs in actions, and we're having a hard time switching. But we throw a guy like Casey Wallace or Dort that's just going to hound Brunson all game and be physical with a smaller guard like Brunson. It gets a little tough for them. So, and then the rest advantage too is another thing that I noted that the Knicks have over both of these teams, whether it's the Thunder or the Spurs. Now, if we flip to just solely the Spurs and why I think they can beat the Spurs. They already beat them twice this season, including the NBA Cup, and Brunson knows this matchup pretty well. Also, Cat versus Wemby is an exciting matchup. That's another great big matchup that we get to see. It's kind of like a nightmare for both defenses. A lot of people are out on Karl-Anthony Towns. I won't do that. You know, I won't give up on Cat at this point in the season. I think he's been a great player for the majority of the year, honestly, and he stepped up nice in his playoffs. He's kind of taken on a new role of playmaker, which is be interesting to see in the finals as well. And the thing about the head-to-head matchup though is the fact that Wemby was limited in two of their matchups that they won, so we didn't get to see a full Wemby versus this Knicks team, and obviously that guy's a problem. Every game of the Western Conference Finals, as a Thunder fan, I'm just sitting there like I don't want to hate this guy. I can't do it. But he's like hitting half-court shots and doing things that he should not be doing. And Wembanyama is insane. He's just insane. That's really all it boils down to. So he wasn't ready in two of the matchups. He was on minute restriction. He played in both the matchups versus the Knicks this season, but he was on a tight minute restriction of like 20 minutes. So something to note there. So the head-to-head might not matter as much. But I like OG Anunoby in this series to get it done. His length will give Wemby problems, and maybe they go. I mean, a lot of these teams have tried Julius Randle. We tried Caruso. We seen them try smaller defenders on Wemby at first, and OG's strong enough and long enough to pose problems for Wemby, so maybe the Knicks go to that, and I could see that working. I mean, out of the people I just named, the length and the actual defensive presence of OG Anunoby outweighs the height and the how small Caruso is, and the defensive presence of Julius Randle. So, I mean, this will be fun, man. Like we started out the video to say, like, the Knicks being in the finals feels right for basketball. I mean, it's an amazing thing, and something that I am very happy to get to see. The celebrities, the historic value of Madison Square Garden. The Knicks fan base is awesome. They're blowing up on social media right now, and I think that shit is hilarious. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun series. I hope my Thunder can get it done, because then it'll be even a more fun series for us. But shout out to the Knicks, man. This is one of the most dominant playoff runs we've seen in a long, long time. Stuff that LeBron and Mike weren't even doing in their time when it was, time to make a finals run. They were getting it done. They were in every finals for however many years straight. But this Knicks team this year has one of the most dominant finals runs we have ever seen. Regardless of who they've lined up against, they've got the job done, and they've got it done in a way that you can't ignore at this point. So I do think that they have a chance to win this NBA Finals because of how good of the brand of basketball that they are playing. If you enjoyed the video, like I said earlier, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about the Knicks down below. Do they have what it takes? Drop a comment and let me know something. I'll try to reply to all of them, or I will reply to all of them more than likely because it'll only be a couple, but nonetheless. I appreciate you guys for tapping in and making it this far in the video. I'm out.